Hello, friends. Welcome to Multiverse with Chandra, and this is a live session. You can actually engage with us. You can send us your comments and messages. And in the multiverse today, what is that we are going to talk about? Let's find out. Well, it is about Jupiter. We will discuss about the 10 most interesting facts about Jupiter. So let's go to the finding what Jupiter offers us. As you can see, I have a live feed and in my background, and Jupiter is a very large planet. I think it's everybody is aware about that. And Jupiter is so large; it has 79 known satellites, and still we are counting because we don't know how many satellites exist around Jupiter. And it has the highest number of satellites as compared to any other planet in the entire solar system. So Jupiter is really large. It has a lot of gravity and it has many moons which is revolving around itself. What next? Well, Jupiter is so large. If you put all other planets combined, still Jupiter mass is 2.5 times the mass of the combined mass of all other planets in the solar system. So you can imagine, how large Jupiter is. In fact, I would like to give you one more trivia. That is, the Jupiter, along with Sun, creates a common center of gravity when you step out of the solar system. So its mass, even though it is not comparable to the mass of the Sun, but still it exerts so much of gravity. So what next? Believe it or not, we have seen these science fiction movies where the space tourism spacecraft goes and park itself next to Jupiter, where you can examine and explore the beauty of these ring systems and these patterns on the Jupiter. But it is not possible. There is a radiation belt around Jupiter, which is 1,000 times more radiation, which has 1,000 times more radiation than a human body can handle. So there is no way any life form can go near Jupiter, because Jupiter creates a lot of gravity, lot of energy, and that accumulates as sort of a shell around Jupiter, which is made of radiation. So there is no way we can go very close to Jupiter and explore things. What next? It's scientists feel that since Jupiter is very large and it has many layers in itself, and the temperature also varies, so there could be certain areas in the higher atmosphere or just below the atmosphere where the temperature is just right. And Jupiter has all the ingredients of making some life. Like they have it has amino acids, it has all the boiling atmosphere, and it's a gaseous giant. So a lot of fermentation combination may be happening, which may be suitable for life. So uh, we have no proof, but scientists believe there could be some sort of life existing in the upper atmosphere or just below the atmosphere on Jupiter. And this life could be microorganism which can feed the ammonia and feed on different elements which exist in the upper layers of the Jupiter. But also there could be larger animal, larger beings which evolve without any surface. They just keep floating around. So there could be larger life forms also. It requires more evidence. This fact requires more exploration. So we will wait to confirm this, but this is only right now as a suspicion, and it is interesting. So I thought I'll bring it to you because a lot of people believe that there could be large whale-like creatures floating around in these upper layers of Jupiter. But we will wait. We will not say that this is for sure. What next? Well, Jupiter is large, so when the layers of Jupiter exert pressure on the inner layers of Jupiter, it actually, because of the pressure, the gas becomes liquid. So there could be a ocean of gas which we see as gas, elements which we find on earth as in gas, or anywhere else in the solar system as gas, will actually, because of pressure, get liquefied. So there could be a ocean which is made of helium, hydrogen, and all that, and they exist in liquid form. And it's not because of low temperature, it's purely because of the pressure in Jupiter. What next? Well, Jupiter is large, and therefore the density is not, it does not have density, because it is made of gas. It has a very high amount of hydrogen in it, and also very high amount of helium in it. So the density of Jupiter is only 30% more than the water. So it is not such a dense object like a rock, but still, nevertheless, it's large. It has a lot of gravity. It has a lot of material in it, and well, density wise, it is not very thick. What next? Now this is proven, and this we have proof. When you go down deeper into Jupiter, you will actually see even more pressure. So when you are diving into Jupiter, and let's say if you have a hypothetical situation, you are able to wear a special suit or special spacecraft, and you are able to dive into Jupiter, what you will experience is that the atmosphere will become liquid ocean of gas, and then that liquid ocean, because of further pressure, if you keep going down, where the hydrogen becomes metallic in nature. So Jupiter is a very strange planet, where because of the pressure, Jupiter is able to convert liquid hydrogen into metal, and the hydrogen in metallic form start behaving like metal. And friends, what are the properties of metal? Metal can be molded, it can conduct electricity, it is hard, and and things like that. So like any other metal, hydrogen starts behaving like a metal inside, deep inside the, not in the core, but deep inside the Jupiter's surface. So it is an interesting fact, and what we have seen is that while exploring the cosmos, we have found that there are other Jupiter like planets in other solar systems, and those planets also exhibit similar pattern, where there could be existence of metallic gases or metallic hydrogen, where the hydrogen start behaving like a metal. What next? Well, Jupiter has these features. It has a lot of these storms raging, and it is far off from sun, unlike Earth, where most of the storms are created by the heat generated or heat absorbed by planet Earth from sun. Jupiter is far off. It does not have too much effect of the sun radiation, but Jupiter is large, so it has these features like liquid gas, oceans, and metallic hydrogen, etc. And it also has a solid core. And because of all these features, it has a huge activity going on in the inside. And because of that, it generates a lot of energy. Now, energy could be in the form of radiation, it could be in the form of heat, it could be in the form of magnetism. In fact, Jupiter magnetism is huge. It's one of the biggest magnet in the solar system after sun. And so therefore Jupiter actually emits all these radiation in the form of energy, uh, more than what it receives from sun. So it generates it's like an engine. It generates its own energy, being a planet, and it throw that energy out in the outside. So it's not like any other planet which keeps absorbing the heat coming or different things coming from the sun. It actually has its own ecosystem around its own set of satellites, 79 or 80 satellites, and therefore it is a very strange environment. Jupiter creates a very strange and different environment around itself. Well, in year 2000, we were able to locate a pulsating X-ray source. and the frequency of this X-ray source is 45 minutes. So after every 45 minutes, this particular area in the North Pole in Jupiter throws out X-rays. So X-rays are emitted when there is some very energetic activity going on, like when we generate X-rays on Earth, it's sort of a nuclear thing. It generates any nuclear bomb explosion, any nuclear test generates X-rays. Any large star or black hole emits X-rays. So there is an X-ray source located on the North Pole, and it is pulsating. So that means there is a cycle of 45 minutes. After every 45 minutes, there is a pulse coming out in the range of X-ray spectrum. So this is a great mystery. We don't know the answers yet, but yet we have found that kind of activity going on Jupiter. What could be the cause? We will come back on this multiverse discussion in future moment we get some proof. Well, the last fact is not yet happened, and as basically time passes, and after few billion years, our sun will become a red giant, and when it becomes a red giant, then Jupiter will be closer to sun, because sun will basically bloat out, and it will also increase its heat, etc., whatever is coming out from sun. So Jupiter will then come closer to Earth, and then it will start it'll be in the part of a habitable zone. And that is the time, after few billion years from now, Jupiter will create a habitable environment on many of its satellites, many of its moon, where complex life or even civilizations can evolve. So humans in future, if we survive that long, we will have an option to settle down on any of the moons of Jupiter in future. So Jupiter will not only create that environment, also harbor complex life forms, intelligent life forms on its in the system that it has. And therefore this is very interesting, because it's important to explore Jupiter more, because what Jupiter offers as a separate system, even though it's part of a solar system, we have to still explore more. So friends, do let me know what you think about some of these facts shared in today's program, and I'll say goodbye for today, only to catch you again in the next edition of Multiverse. Have a nice day. Bye bye.